Okay, on to the main area of Layer 2. Hey, facing the wrong way. Bad guys come in from this door. Always check for trap panels in these rooms. These rooms come in a lot of different variations. They can be small, square, little four-door rooms like this, or they can be long hallways, cornered hallways. They can be really huge, but always look out for trap panels, especially like in between these little pylons in the corners, around the pylons, in the middle of the halls, basically just all over the place. Keep your goddamn eye out. Yeah, see? He makes the sound about 2 seconds too early. But it gives you plenty of warning to know that some dickhead is going to be throwing fucking poison or a Molotov in your face. Okay. Here we have a guardian in the middle of this room and another ambush. Lure him over here, away from the fat ass, so he doesn't get triggered, and then I can sneak up on him. Asshole. Come on, asshole. Bring on your flaming axes. I have trick weapons. As long as you take it slow and don't get too close, you should be able to hide. As long as you're at least perpendicular to their angle of view, like 90 degrees to their side, you should be able to sneak up on them. Very rarely will enemies have such good perception that they can actually hear you creeping up on them. Not to say that enemies like that don't exist, they're just few and far between. Usually they'll either have a treasure chest here or some of those trap statues on either end of the middle of this room. Very rarely they'll actually have a treasure chest up there on that little round section. Now, in this room, we're going to encounter a new pain in the ass, the likes of which I absolutely fucking detest. One thing about this room, when you come in on the ground floor, the first thing you want to do is check for wandering nightmares. They like to use the podiums to try and give them a chance to, like, run away and hide. Now, these guys up here in the wiki are referred to as Rite Keepers. I prefer to call them what they really are, which is Pyromancy Cunt. Because these guys will spawn fireballs. Oh god, I need to deal with you now. These guys will spawn fireballs that will float in front of them for a couple seconds and then shoot directly and basically home in on you. During the time that they are stationary, they do a fucking enormous amount of damage. My main character is at level 250. 250, and had well over 200, I think 244 for fire defense, and 1,500 hit points. Not to mention the enormous defense stats that come with being at level 250. I came back here to these very same guys, and I got hit by one of their stationary fireballs on purpose. They knocked my health down to about 10-15% from full. So this shit is guaranteed death. And there's 2 of them. So let's see how this goes. If I try to climb up this ladder, he's going to turn, face me, and spawn one right up my ass. Are you serious? God damn it. You can see he's holding a severed hand. Okay, I'm gonna go deal with this other guy first, because he's preferable. Don't do that. Even on depth 2, I have no trouble just beating this guy to death. I'm surprised you're not shooting at me. Okay! Projectiles are definitely your best option when dealing with those guys. You don't have to get anywhere near them. If I had the black sky eye, these guys wouldn't be any fucking problem at all, because I could just use blood bullets and shoot them until they die. If you can, try to sneak up on them. And if you can't, do not face these guys directly. The last thing you want to be doing is standing directly in front of this guy trying to beat him to death and hoping that he doesn't spawn one of those instant kill fireballs right in your face. Because it is an instant kill. Unless you're obscenely over-leveled, it's going to fucking kill you. I don't give a shit if you stack all the goddamn fire-based lake runes. You will die. I know that sometimes these areas of walls in this particular room, sometimes they can be fake as well. Like, I once hit one of these curtain-covered walls, and it turned out to be completely fake. But I generally don't check those very often, because there's just so goddamn many of them. Wasn't there a door over there? No. Okay, this is just a dead end, then. Always check around these podiums up here for treasure. Treasure! Oh, goody! We got that to look forward to. Yeah, I'm fairly certain that's not going to be a fake wall because there's no door frame outlining it. But I like to be thorough. That's a club. Jesus, dude! I staggered him out of it. Thank you. Thank you, +6 saw cleaver. That's right. Roll your fat ass downstairs. Oh, you look so comfy. That's actually... Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's fairly close to the position you're supposed to roll a person over to in a first aid situation. I took a first aid course. You're supposed to roll them onto their side and position their arms and legs so that they can't wind up on their face. It basically props them up with their own arms and legs. That way, if they vomit, it will go off to the side and not go down their throat. Or submerge their mouth and nose in it. Yeah, that was the switch I just opened. So that's unlocked, and let's go get my blood bug. Wow, you are right on top of this guy. If you can't kill those guys that quickly, be wary that you don't attack them from directly behind, because they have that back kick that will fuck you up. And that's another thing you should be careful about too. When you're fighting man-eater boars down here in the Chalice dungeons, they can buck. Especially the bosses. Oh! Oh, no, that's another... Ah, it's the Keeper of the Old Lords. So by beating this guy, you actually unlock the Bone Ash set. He's not too difficult once you know his pattern. Fire or sword. There came the sword attack, so that's when you parry him. A little slow on the... After you shoot him, he always responds with that. A couple swings and then he backs away. I'm slow on the trigger here. I'm actually surprised that wasn't too early. I pressed the L2 button, why didn't I shoot? Halfway through, he's gonna try buffing. Don't fucking let him. Beat the fucking shit out of him. Once he buffs that sword, he gets all kinds of crazy attacks. Everything has fire on it. His sword swings will actually shoot flames out at you a pretty long ways, and you want to dodge to the side. But if you can lay into him when he's trying to buff it, if you don't let him finish the buff, he'll keep trying to do that and leave himself wide open to just get the shit kicked out of him. So now, I can go buy the Bone Ash set. I'm not sure if it's from the Messenger Bath or the Insight shop in the Hunter's Dream. Pretty cool looking. Although I don't really like the pants. Checking, no balconies, no bridges, so in all likelihood, no illusory walls. Yeah. That guy, the Keeper of the Old Lords, will show up as a mob enemy in deeper depth dungeons. Oh my god, that alliteration. You're not going to do me any good. Yeah, you don't want to leave that guy alone thinking that, oh, I can use this to kill some enemies, and then you forget about him, and then you come out here to leave, you set this off, and boom, you get a goddamn flaming arrow in the face that kills you. That's never fun. Oh! That guy's got a lantern. When he aggroes on you, he's gonna wake everyone up. Guys with lanterns are always in rooms filled with sleeping dickheads. Take them out fast. Wow, you just want to get right up my ass, don't you? See, this is why I can hear the Guardian, the Watcher. This is why anything that obstructs the camera's view of the player character needs to turn transparent. Nintendo has known this ever since the days of Mario Sunshine. They got that shit right. Anytime the camera's view of Mario is obstructed, that shit goes transparent, or you get a shadow overlay that lets you know exactly where you and any nearby enemies are. This needs to be done in games like this, especially when you've got all kinds of crap hanging from the ceiling that can get in the way of your camera. Now again, in rooms like this, be careful of the center. That's where they'll place a hole. Sometimes, depending on the layout of rooms like this, the wall on one side will be right up against it. And if you try to go through the door, you'll fall through the hole and drop. Okay, I think the Guardian went back to his post. Oh boy. Your precious fucking lighting system. Oh, there it is. There's the Indiana Jones ball trap hallway that I was hearing before. But that was on the previous layer. How the hell did I hear it from way the hell up there? Remember, always be sneaky. Makes things easier. And I'm going to hop down from there? I don't think so. When you spot a Watcher or Guardian enemy like that, don't focus all your attention on them. Always check around for other enemies that might be waiting to ambush you. Because you put all your focus on the biggest guy in the room, and then all the little guys pop out and kick your ass too. Now these rooms with the long ball running tunnels always have the same features in their layout. Ball starts at one end, which usually has a door behind it, leading to the next room. It goes into a death pit, and even if there isn't a hall up here closer to this side of the hallway, there'll always be at least a cubby hole on either side for you to hide in. Sometimes they have hallways going straight through and then curving around back to that end. But when you're running down this hallway, following the ball, there's always a tunnel at the far end going to the left that almost always leads to a treasure room. Whoa! I was expecting you to be off to the side and you were right in front of me. Now these are the fancy treasure rooms. They're lesser treasure rooms that aren't quite as fancy, but these are the big fancy ones. Usually, if there's one of these rooms in a bonus area, this is where they'll have the sarcophagus, and it'll be guarded by a guardian monster. This guy does not qualify as a guardian monster. Oh shit! Too early. Definitely more used to parrying the fist than anything else, but I'm pretty sure you can parry all of his attacks. And depending on what guardian enemy they put in this room, you may or may not be able to sneak around behind them. Depends on what their perceptual range is. You know this is the fancy one because of all the pottery and the statues. The statues here are absolutely harmless. But they'll always have like those 3 alcoves on either side, which may or may not have treasure chests. Sometimes there aren't any treasure chests on the side. Sometimes all 6 of them have shit for you. God, those are awesome. And I think it's a glitch, and I'm not sure if it still happens, but sometimes you'll see these big slab treasure chests, and you'll have 2 of them, one in front of the other, and you'll have to like squeeze in between them and press A to get the one behind, and then slide out and get the one in front. Sage is this. This is for the, what is it, fetid offering or rotted offering? fetid offering, yeah. That basically buffs the enemies. So they drop more blood echoes and better shit. Sage's Wrist is for dungeons at depth 1, 2, and 3. For dungeons at depth 4 and 5, you need Sage's Hair to make a fetid offering. Okay, that, what you hear there, is a ghost up on the second floor. She can turn invisible, and if she attacks you, you will be frenzied. Oh, she fell down. Perfect. Can I have some fucking stamina, please? God damn. Yeah, you can see how slow it builds up and then it goes away after not too long, but, you know, if you let her lay into you, you will pop. Always listen for that shit, because these bitches are really good at sneaking up on you. You saw how fast I got to where she was, and she wasn't there anymore. Okay, let's go back down and see if I miss any doors. Okay, that one. We'll check that later, because that's closed. That's part of my system. Go through the open doors first. Is there a blood bug down there? No. Certain enemies are more likely to spawn a blood bug if you visceral attack them than others. And some enemies are absolutely incapable of spawning blood bugs. Okay, so we got a solid door and a see-through door. I prefer to go through the see-through doors first. And now we got a one-way door blocking me off from getting into a connected area. There's probably a bonus room, a pre-boss bonus area that will connect back to this room. Is it a gun or a club? It's a gun. Wow. I guess if you space your attacks out enough, it won't stagger him and then he won't smack you. He'll just keep trying to shoot you like a fucking moron. What do I get here? Tomb mold. Well, whoop-de-fucking-do. Tomb mold is a very necessary ritual item if you're going to be doing root or sinister dungeons. Rituals for fixed dungeons don't require it, but everything else does. Wait, did I miss this? Yes, I did. Hi. Camera's getting a little janky there. Mashing R3 to make sure there aren't any enemies hiding behind the smoke. Hi. Check for spiders. Sometimes in little rooms like this, they'll have several wandering nightmares. And even if you can't kill them all on the first go, you can always just save and reload to come back. Is that it? Yep. Guess that's it. We got our precious tomb mold that was apparently worthy of a friggin' sarcophagus. And again, nothing. Oh well. Yeah, see? Totally forgot about it, and if I hadn't busted that thing, I would have just taken a fucking arrow to the face.